Hi pentathletes, today I'm going into an unnecessary amount of detail about how the scoring system for Pony Club Tetrathlon works. If you aren't familiar with the basics of Pony Club Tetrathlon, go and watch my previous video about it and then come back here. Everything discussed in this video is based on the 2021 Pony Club Tetrathlon rules. These differ a little bit from the 2018 rules and a ton from the USPC and Pony Club UK rules, especially in regards to the shooting. Let's start looking at how the scoring for each event works. First up's the riding phase. The riding phase is scored out of 1,400, with points deducted for all penalties, such as rails, refusals, and time penalties. For example, if I were to get 2 rails and a refusal, I would lose 30 points for each rail, which is 60 points, and 60 points more for the first refusal, taking the total penalties to 120, and hence I would receive a score of 1,280. The most punishing penalty is for elimination, with 400 points, along with 50 more for each obstacle not completed. So if Dave were to get eliminated on fence 11 with the 12AB combination and jump 13 remaining, he would be immediately penalised 550 points, taking them down to 850. As you will see later, this means that with a few rails or even a refusal, you can still perform pretty well overall, but any more refusals or elimination are extremely punishing and render your odds of overall success very slim. Next up, running. The scoring system for running is a simple linear model adjusted for each age group and gender. This table illustrates the equation used to calculate the scores for each age group, along with the time required to achieve the target score and the time at which the minimum score is reached. For each equation, the gradient, the number we multiply t by, indicates how many points you'll receive for each second. If the junior female Zoe ran 10 seconds faster than Chloe, she would do 4.5 times 10, or 45 points better. For sub-juniors, it would be 6 points per second, while seniors are 3 points per second. To calculate this exact score for any time, convert time to seconds, then replace t with it. For example, if Zoe ran 8:05 or 485 seconds, her score would be 3,260 minus 4.5 by 485, which is 1,077.5 points. If the score is less than 20, it just becomes 20. This is the only case in which the constant becomes relevant to results. Hence, in most cases, males and females are scored equally, as ranking is based on the spread of scores, not the size of the scores. The third event is swimming. This system used to score swimming is pretty much the same as running. Again, it's a linear equation, and the gradient indicates the number of points deducted per second. Scores vary by 6 points per second for sub-juniors, while both juniors and seniors get 4 points per second. Unlike in running, the additional constant does not vary for gender, and is even the same for juniors and seniors. However, this makes minimal difference, as it is almost inconceivable someone to be physically capable of completing the race, but reach the minimum time. Unlike in running, where an athlete may hit the minimum time at a slow jog or if they have to walk. The final event is shooting. The scoring method for shooting is even more irrelevant somehow than the other components, but it's interesting for nerds like me. The score displayed for each shot can be approximated using the formula S equals 10.95 minus 0.125D, where D is the distance of a shot from the centre in millimetres. The score is rounded down to 1 decimal place. This means that the maximum score obtainable is 10.9, as even a perfect shot will round down, and it goes to a minimum score of 1.0. Anything less than 1 will just be recorded as 0, or not recorded at all if it misses the target entirely. This means that for a perfect tetrathlon score, your shots need to be within 0.8 of a millimetre of the centre of the target every time, which is relatively tight considering we shoot one-handed, unsupported from 10 metres. And that's all there is to scoring Pony Club Tetrathlon. I hope you all enjoyed this video and found it informative. In the next video, I will analyse how the scoring system is applied in real competition, and hence which events you might want to focus your training on. See you in the next video about pentathlon in Oz.